In Saudi Arabia, a groundbreaking discovery by a group of self-proclaimed atheists has sent shockwaves through the global scientific community. This revelation, coming from an unexpected source, has left scientists worldwide in a state of surprise and curiosity. In this video, we witness scientists panicking over a remarkable new discovery in Saudi Arabia, one that challenges norms and raises important questions about the relationship between science and belief systems. But before we go any further, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's get started. This discovery revolves around the possibility that Mount Sinai, a sacred site in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, might actually be located in Saudi Arabia. Mount Sinai holds deep religious significance. In the Bible, it's where Moses received the 10 Commandments from God. For Christians, it symbolizes a place of divine connection, where Jesus delivered the Sermon on the Mount and underwent the Transfiguration. In Judaism, it's where the Israelites had a unique encounter with God, forming a covenant and reinforcing their identity as God's chosen people. Traditionally, Mount Sinai has been associated with the Sinai Peninsula, but new evidence is suggesting Saudi Arabia as its location. This discovery is shaking the foundations of faith for many, as it challenges established historical ideas. The Quran recognizes Mount Sinai as the sacred place where God communicated with Moses, delivering the tablets of the Torah. These commandments serve as a code of conduct, reflecting God's desires for His people. It symbolizes the connection between humanity and divinity, emphasizing obedience and adherence to God's commands. For Christians, Mount Sinai embodies faith's journey, the pursuit of holiness, and the longing to draw nearer to God. But its exact location has been a mystery. For centuries, it was believed that Mount Sinai resided in Egypt, hosting significant religious landmarks, including St. Catherine's Monastery. This ancient monastery, built in 527 AD, houses the world's oldest continuously operating library and the Chapel of the Burning Bush. In 1873, British explorer Charles T. Baker proposed that Mount Sinai was a volcano. His groundbreaking theory pointed to mountains near the Gulf of Aqaba, particularly Jebel al-Nour, as the possible location. Baker highlighted biblical descriptions of smoke and fire, even without ash, and Moses' route from northwest Arabia to Egypt. So, could this audacious theory be the key to unlocking the true location of Mount Sinai? Scientists are racing against time to uncover the secrets buried deep within Saudi Arabia's deserts. When Baker embarked on his journey to the projected Mount Sinai location, he had a revelation. It wasn't a volcano as he initially hypothesized. He humbly retracted his volcanic theory, but continued to search for the truth. He wondered if the biblical references might have described the area during a storm, adding a layer of complexity to the mystery. Many scholars have different interpretations of the Bible, some more literal, others more metaphorical. And as Baker's volcanic theory faded away, new contenders emerged, suggesting Mount Sinai could be in Egypt, Jordan, or Israel. Unfortunately, Baker's quest came to an end shortly after his visit to Jabal al-Nour. He passed away, leaving the mystery unresolved. But his ideas didn't die with him. Influential scholars like al-Nour and H. Philby rallied behind Baker's notion, proposing that Mount Sinai was, in fact, in Saudi Arabia. They pointed to Jabal al-Manifa near Wadi al-Rab as the true site, and Philby's visit in 1952 even confirmed the presence of a significant mosque atop the summit. French scholar Jean Koenig entered the scene in 1971, presenting Halal-Bidr volcanic peak as the probable location. Armed with a comprehensive array of proofs and evidence, he built on the work of his predecessors. Yet, among these contenders, one figure stands out as both controversial and widely discussed: American researcher Ron Watt. He believed Mount Sinai was near the Jordanian border, leveraging his claims of discovering historical sites like Noah's Ark and Sodom and Gomorrah. Watt's theory revolved around the notion that since Moses tended to Jethro's flocks, the mountain of God must be in the land of Midian, With his alleged discovery of the Red Sea crossing site at Nuweiba, he concluded that Mount Sinai must be in western Saudi Arabia, specifically Jebel al-Nour. Wyatt's claim linked archaeological findings, like animal depictions on granite rocks and a nearby encampment, to the Israelites before their exodus. He believed he found the Great Altar of Israel at Mount Sinai in Saudi Arabia, possibly the one from the Golden Calf story. Wyatt also connected his Red Sea crossing discovery to what he thought were Pharaoh's chariots on the seafloor. He saw the ash-covered mountaintop, split rock, and 12 stone pillars as related to the Israelites' time near the mountain or their exodus. However, his theories were met with skepticism from numerous scholars. Firstly, Ron Wyatt lacked formal training in archaeology and approached his research as an amateur. His methods were considered crude and lacked systematic rigor. But he didn't publish peer-reviewed reports or papers detailing his findings, relying instead on personal opinions. But Wyatt's unconventional methods led to conflicts with both secular and religious authorities. He even faced arrest and imprisonment by the Saudi Arabian government, accused of trespassing and artifact smuggling, with allegations of being an Israeli spy. Some biblical scholars cited Galatians chapter 4, verse 25, to potentially support Wyatt's claims. In this text, Apostle Paul mentions Mount Sinai in Arabia. However, the term Arabia, in the context of first-century Roman maps, encompassed a larger landmass, including the Arabian Peninsula, the Sinai Peninsula, and northern Egypt, challenging the assertion that Mount Sinai is specifically in modern Saudi Arabia. But did you know that the arid deserts we see in Saudi Arabia today were once teeming with lush vegetation? It may sound surprising, but historical evidence supports this idea. The Quran, the holy book of Islam, includes verses that describe various natural wonders created by Allah, highlighting the region's significance. This historical significance is also evident in accounts from ancient scholars, travelers, and geographers like Herodotus, Josephus, and Eusebius. They described Saudi Arabia as a land of lush mountains, valleys, rivers, forests, and spices. The vibrant greenery allowed for abundant exports and established trade routes connecting the region to neighboring areas. Fossils have been found, like those of elephants, hippos, crocodiles, and seahorses, showing that once upon a time, this place had a wide variety of animals. These fossils are really old, going back at least 350,000 years. When we look at satellite images and study these fossils, it tells us that Saudi Arabia used to have more rain and plants, making it a greener place. In places like Kalam, Al-Maidan, Al-Lula, and Al-Fuqba, archaeologists have uncovered human bones, tools, pottery, and even ancient writings and drawings on rocks. These findings help us understand where people came from, how they moved around, and what their cultures were like in the past. What's even more fascinating is the discovery of ancient roads and tombs, some of which are an incredible 4,500 years old. These funerary avenues crisscross the deserts of northwest Saudi Arabia, connecting water sources and places where people could find food. Alongside these roads are tombs called pendants and ring burials that contain the remains of people and objects that give us clues about their lives. Inside a 7,000-year-old desert structure called a mustatil, which was once used for mysterious rituals by an ancient group, researchers found the remains of a person. These mustatils were built during a time when the Arabian desert had more grasslands and big animals like elephants and hippos. The people who built them gathered here to protect their land as the climate turned drier, and they even made sacrifices to unknown gods. Recent digs at a massive mustatil near Al-Lula uncovered some fascinating details. This structure, which stretches 460 feet, had a big stone in the middle and was surrounded by animal skulls and horns, mostly from domesticated cattle. The bones of a man who was buried there were dated to be about 400 years after the animals were sacrificed. This suggests that mustatils were used for important gatherings and rituals over a long time.